This is another entertaining episode. I think I figured out the pattern. Every episode has one scene where you get like panty shot fan service and one fight scene. All three episodes you've had one of each. This one, not really a lot happened in it. It was mostly just introducing this new girl character that's a rabbit. But the one thing I was thinking about the whole episode mostly, and it stemmed a little bit from this, I don't really get what's going on with like the backstory of these Therianthropes, I think they called them. Like the bunny girl was talking about how he was like, why did you choose to become one? Well, I've been up to this point led to believe that none of them chose to become them. I just thought these guys were like kidnapped as babies or something and genetically engineered, or they were slaves bought in some slave market somewhere. This one, the bunny girl apparently chose to become one, even though this whole thing seems like some massive secret that nobody can find out about. I mean, even in this episode, the dude had to do this like cover story where he said the two girls that were with him were cosplayers, so that way nobody would catch on to like what the real thing was. But the bunny girl was talking about how she was never good at anything, but then one day a doctor told her she was compatible to be a therianthrope, so that's what she decided to become. Who was this doctor, and why was he just like giving her this information? And why would you willingly choose to become like essentially a gladiator slave? Especially if you're just like some high school girl. I don't know. It just didn't really make any sense to me. And I mean, because you would think if you have this kind of technology, these mega companies that own all of these fighters, you think that they would be using this to make money by like selling genetically modified soldiers to governments or funding mercenaries or something like that, but instead it's just private gladiatorial games. And since they're just private gladiatorial games, another thing that came up in this episode is they sent some people to like F with these two people to try to ruin them so they couldn't join this death match that's coming up in like the next episode or two. Well, if it's just these like mega companies that are doing this in secret for fun, just to amuse themselves, just to kind of place bets between each other like some private poker game, why are they trying to sabotage each other? I mean, it just doesn't really make any sense to me. It doesn't. I don't really get what the backstory is here. Like, why would these companies be antagonistic towards each other? How is this a secret, but at the same time, it seems like a lot of people know about it, and these guys are doing stuff in public a lot. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I mean, I think the show's entertaining and all, but I hope they explain some of this later on because the backstory is just nonsense at this point in time. It just doesn't make any sense at all.